Hey, yo, 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 what's going on? This is Dre from and DC from Dre and DC's Hip Hop Cruise podcast. And today we got a nice special episode, which I'm going to explain all of that because wait till I tell y'all how this went down. But we got DC. DC, what's going on, my brother?
Man, another beautiful day in the neighborhood, bro. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
All right, all right. And everybody just stand up. I don't know if you watching this at home, sitting down, whatever, but stand your ass up. Start clapping, and we can't hear you, but I want you to do it anyway. Because if you don't clap, and I find out you ain't clap, I'm gonna drown your ass on the ship. Start
No,
clapping. Give it up for Maisha, y'all. Maisha, what's going on?
Hey, hey, hey.
How you doing?
Hola, hola, hola. I'm good. How are you? Glad
I'm
to be
good.
here.
I'm good. Can't complain. Can't complain. So, uh, this episode, y'all, I want to bring Maisha on. Maisha, what's your current uh um position? Current
Oh,
I'm sorry, I can't think tonight. I'm so sleepy.
it's okay. So
What's your profession?
I'm a licensed psychologist
Licensed
in
psychologist.
California.
And what do licensed
Yes.
psychologists do? I'm going to be asking some things because I do work in the mental health field, but I just
Right.
want to ask some of these questions, the basics and
Mhm.
stuff, so everybody knows. Because I'm not going to assume
So
everybody knows everything.
right. So psychologists can do a lot of different things. So as a licensed psychologist, I provide like therapeutic interventions. I also do some research. I also, do some teaching. So there's lots of things that licensed psychologists can do. The license makes it more, like a clinical profession in my case. So I see individuals, I can do groups, I do, lots of different therapeutic interventions. Right now, I'm doing things inpatient and outpatient. And then I also do some consultation. So lots of different ways to support people's mental health.
Okay. Okay. So let me tell y'all this. All right. Let me just say this is the best way I can. Okay. Y'all heard what she does, right? Please do not come up to her asking her for services while she on the ship
Oh,
enjoying
not on the
herself.
ship, baby. I'm off. I am
Okay.
off.
Now, let me tell you the background
Right.
story.
hey,
And
when
we
she
can
go
chat.
on
We can
vacation,
chat.
Dre, she go on
We can
vacation.
talk. We could
Okay.
talk all day. We could talk
Okay.
all day. I'm always great to like support people with resources, but we're not there to go that deep on the boat. Like we can't go
Okay.
deep. We could chit chat. We can be like, sis, bruh, how you doing, brother? How can I help you get connected to people you might need out in the world? But right now, we're gonna focus on this self care on
Yeah.
the ship, and we're gonna
Yeah.
find ways to relax and hang out and commune and have community with people who are, uplifting and positive, and we're going to focus on that. And then the last day, if you really looking for some resources, I'll get on my phone and get use some of that internet to help
Hmm.
you out.
Yeah.
So
Because let me
so
tell
that's
you
that's how we're going to handle that.
what when I decided, like when me and DC decided to do a show on this, all in the name of mental health. I just thought the name was like I just wanted to show the importance. Not that I don't know if people get it when they read the title, but I just wanted to know. I wanted people to know the importance of mental health, how to associate it with relieving some tension or some depression or
Mhm.
some stress or anxiety. So I went on Facebook and I'm like, I think I said something like, "Are there any mental health or therapists? I'm going on a cruise." People was getting so far in my butt, man. They was like, people were, and I don't think they meant it like
Now
this.
while
Someone
I'm on
reached
the
out to me,
cruise, I'm
so
on
that they didn't mean it like
vacation.
that. But the other ones, there was other ones that was like, we on the ship trying to enjoy ourselves, trying to enjoy ourselves. We ain't working and all that. And I wasn't asking about that. Like I wasn't asking for that reason. I was asking to get people on the show to talk about it. Man, they laid into me, man. It was funny as I don't know what. The couple of them reached out to me because I know they didn't mean it like that. They was just saying, but yeah, they was just like, yeah, they was on me. They was on me. So y'all, this is why I asked. I wasn't. Nobody was looking for y'all to work. All you therapists and psychologists, we're not looking for y'all to work on the cruise. We just wanted to get you on here as a guest so we can discuss the importance of having going on cruises such as Rock the Bells to relieve some of the stress and anxiety, because a lot of people, and we can get into this. A lot of people, they get on the ship and they relieve the stress and anxiety, but as soon as that ship gets back, it just hits you and comes back. My first year on a cruise, I was stressed, right? And I went on a cruise, and the biggest mistake I made was okay, so let me just tell you this real quick. If somebody told me you're gonna lose $2,000 in 20 years from now, I ain't giving a damn about that, because I'm living life in the moment, right? I wasn't living life in the moment on that first cruise. I had a good time, and you would never tell. I mean, I had a good time. I was always happy, but I think 2 days before we was docking, like, we were still out to sea. I'm like, man, in 2 days I gotta go back to that job that I don't like, and it started kicking in, right? So those are one of the things that I don't do anymore. Like, I live in the moment, and whatever gets here gets. And I'm still a work in progress with that, because even like on the weekends, I just be like, damn, 24 hours. I wake up on a Saturday morning. No, I wake up on a Sunday morning, like 7:00, and be like, damn, 24 hours from now, I'm gonna be driving to work. Not that I don't like it. I'm just saying I'm gonna be driving to work. Then I'll be like, oh man, I gotta do this comprehensive exam with this kid. I gotta do competency exams for the court. Like, all of this stuff is just like, and with the court, with juveniles, it's just like so different, because it's got to be documented. I gotta get evaluation, psych evals. I gotta make sure they're taking their meds. I gotta like, it's a lot. So can you tell us? And DC, I'm gonna let you talk, man. I know I just hogged this mic. I'm sorry. But
no. I'm listening, bro. I'm listening.
I'm sorry, but can you tell us how important it is to just live in the moment and not worry about, like, just not just like live in the moment when you're on a cruise or something of that close to that type of event or whatever, just to live in the moment and not so much worry about the days coming?
Well, first, I'm going to tell you that all of that, I'm like, I need to over here take a deep breath, but that's our real life. Like, we are grown ups at this point.
Right.
Like, most people on this cruise, we grown, right? And so when you're grown, you got grown up responsibilities and grown up worries all over the place. And so it's hard sometimes to live in the moment. I mean, it's always a work in progress, being mindful, being intentional, like doing all the things, but it's not easy, because again, we are holding all of that. And when you start talking about juvenile reports, like, you triggered me, because when you work with kids, I don't necessarily have a lot of interaction with the court, but it's a lot of responsibility, right? And so most folks on that cruise have found this time to leave as much as we can some of those responsibilities on the dock, right?
Mm-hmm.
For just a few days, to just really enjoy something for ourselves, have some, I always talk about community, which is what has made this so much fun for me. Like, I've been on cruises and had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But the community piece of this part has made it so much fun. And so this idea of, yes, it's important to have these things to look forward to. I love the fact that this podcast and the Facebook group creates community before you even get there.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a place where people can, like, shout out something fun or funny, talk about something to help us look forward to, kind of what's coming. But in addition to that, like, we all have to have practices that we do just daily to keep ourselves well, right? And I think when we say mental health, sometimes I think it's a lot better now, but it still has some stigma. And so a long time ago, when you said mental health, we all thought you were talking about people on a corner who talk to themselves, or something very chronic, right? Where people were really, ill, where they needed, hospitalization, 24-hour monitoring, those kind of things. Well, now it's like, I think we're understanding that we're just talking about our wellness, right? Our mental wellness, our emotional wellness, our psychological wellness. And it's not an easy thing to maintain with all the responsibilities of our life and the crazy world, right? The world has always been and can always be a hot mess. But in certain instances, it's the fire has been turned up a little bit, here recently, and it's hard to block all that out.
Mm-hmm.
So we need practices that we do every day, whatever those things are, to keep ourselves like grounded, to see if we can, like relax, whatever that is for you. If it's praying, if it's meditation, if it's mindfulness, if it's, talking to your partner or your spouse about your day, whatever that is. If it's your hot
Mm-hmm.
shower at the end of the day, whatever those little rituals are to like, okay, I'm done with that. I'm here with this. And then we also need, like some routines where it's like, oh, every month I get with my boys and we,
Mm-hmm.
we chop it up about A, B, or C, or, every couple weeks I get with my girls and we have a reading, group where we read some, you know, whatever kind of, novels or whatever, just things that make us and pour into us on a
Yeah.
regular basis. Then we get things like the cruise, right? Like where we like, oh, this is a big boy right here.
Yeah,
This is some
yeah,
of that
yeah.
big boy, that grown up stuff where I spend my money the way I want to spend it. It's a privilege to be able to do things like this because everybody ain't able and everybody ain't able all the time. But where I take my money and I'm spending like the last one, I started off with this. I said, bump it. I'm upgrading all the things I can afford to upgrade. We got to Miami. I said, upgrade the hotel. We got
She say her new name was Upgrade.
Upgrade Maisha.
Upgrade.
I upgraded it within my limits. I was like, we upgrading this. I think I had a regular cabin, and then when it came out that there were balconies, I was like, oh, we doing this. And my husband and I had a whole conversation about, well, this doesn't seem the kind of cruise where we don't even be in a room that much. Is it a big deal? We had this whole conversation. Is it a big deal? Is it not? We'll probably not even miss it. That thing came around. I was like, I upgraded. I'm sorry. I know we just had this conversation, but we on upgrade. So then those are the kind of things where you can look forward to, right? You can do your best to turn it off even for 3 or 4 days. Because like you said, when your foot hit the dock again, whatever is your life is still your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we got to get back at it. But these
Yeah.
kind of things can pour in your cup. So you have the energy, so you have the capacity, you can feel refreshed, so that you can get back at it, whatever it is.
Right. Makes sense.
And that's important. And I think that's something that it's easier said than done, right? So a little bit about my background. I know the folks that have been tuning into us know this. So I'm retired military. I did over 20 years in the Air Force, right? So you talk about those stigmas. In the military, you better not talk about you feeling depressed or you feeling down or, you miss your mom, your dog, or whatever. That was, one of those things that you didn't talk about because people felt like it impacted your career, whether it was in your rank, whether it was your jobs, your opportunities, or whatever, right? But then it was like all of a sudden, the whole aspect of mental health became sexy in a sense. Like we want to hear what is going on with you. Why are you feeling this way? And to Dre's point, when I retired back in 2013, 2012, whatever year that was, I didn't really think I was a stressor because I'm a outgoing individual, more of an extrovert than an introvert. I've always felt like I've handled situations well, right? But once I retired, I kind of realized, like, you know what? Maybe I was stressing and I had no idea that I was.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, what I did do, to your point, Dre, is I started living life for that moment, right? And it to me, if it's not, this is what I always say: if it ain't impacting my money, if it ain't impacting my family, I really give two you know what's, right? But I'm big on you got to take time for yourself, even in a relationship. Your spouse, your girl, your dude, whatever, they need time for themselves. You need
Yeah.
time for yourselves. If it's nothing else, to pray, collect your thoughts, get your mind right. Then you look at something like you said, Maisha, we're on the big boy when we get on this boat, right? And unfortunately, for those that are following us and you haven't had opportunity to get on this cruise, or this is your first time, we've said it several times. Different guests we've had on have also said it. When your foot, when them 10 toes, I hope you got 10 toes, but when them 10 toes hit soil in Miami, Florida, you gotta let all this stuff go. Let it all go to your best of ability. Enjoy that moment, enjoy that time, and hopefully, if nothing else, while you're out there on that ship living your best life, you're getting a chance to just not think about the day to day that goes on back at the crib, your bills, your children, your job. And I can honestly say, at 54 years old, the job I'm doing now is probably the only job I've had in my life where I can honestly say I enjoy what I do. It's no, yeah, everybody hates to get up in the morning and go to work, but when I get up and I go to work, I don't even trip off the fact I'm going to work because it's going to be a good time. But I know everybody's situation is not like that. But I'm glad that we're talking about these type of things, because I think we all need an outlet, no matter what. Hopefully, you're doing a healthy. Let me make sure I say that you have a healthy outlet, right?
There you go.
To get whatever is going on in your mind off your mind, and more importantly, when you do go on vacation, that you can truly enjoy it, because this rock the bell thing, like you said, Maisha, I've been on different cruises, but I'm spoiled now. I'm to the point I can't even go on a different type of cruise, because where else are you gonna go on a cruise and everything on the boat is catered to you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everything, right?
Everything.
And you can party from sun up to sundown. Past that, don't think nothing about it. So I've gotten spoiled. But when you go on these vacations, everybody, do that. Go on vacation. Bernie Mac said it best. When I break, I break.
Break.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
not worried about.
Right.
I ain't
That's
worried
why,
about none of that stuff. I break. So
Dre,
I
that's why
definitely
you got
appreciate it.
those responses. Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
DC.
No.
But I
I
was
was
saying,
just
Dre,
gonna
that's
say,
why.
Maisha, I appreciate you being on here to talk
Yeah.
about this. I don't know if everybody understands how important this is, and sometimes we gotta look in the mirror and realize that we're stressed, or realize that maybe there's some things going on with us, and you gotta find. Hopefully, you ain't gotta do nothing, but hopefully you find someone that you're comfortable in talking to, or if you keep a journal, you're journaling, get all that stuff out of you, because once it builds up, it can be very ugly.
Yeah.
Right. Like two things. DC, you mentioned something about like you didn't realize it until, right? Because we hold stress in our body. Like your body is, even if we have, figured out a way, and we do it for survival sometimes, to just like, I can't think about this. I gotta push this to a place because I gotta push through. Right? Whatever the push through is for, about whether it's work stress, whether it's trauma, whatever it is, our brain is like, oh, I can't deal with this right now. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the energy. I don't have the outlet. I have to push through. Right. And then I think culturally, I'll just speak for me, like as a Black woman, like I've been taught to, you get it. You get out there, you get it. And not that your feelings are important, but there's a certain level of resilience and push through that is expected
Correct.
and required to just navigate this world, right? And so I think sometimes that message gets amplified in a way that maybe people interpret it as just never addressing things, right? Like, yes, resilience is important, and the capacity to kind of like dig deep and push through things that are difficult is a benefit. It's a strength in life, but we also need to know and understand ourselves, our bodies, and that we need a space for that at some point, and don't wait until your body breaks down, to let you know that. Just
Yeah.
like our physical health, like you just like, I don't feel good, I don't feel good, I don't feel good. And you keep doing, you keep going. And then all of a sudden you laid up in the bed, because your body was like, oh no, we're not doing this.
That's me. Yep.
We're not doing this. And so a lot of people, we do it with stress too, right? We know we may not think about it, we might not interpret it that way, but your body is holding that somewhere. Your
Yeah.
legs, your arms, your stomach, right? You have people who immediately have GI issues. You know, sometimes it's not necessarily medical, it can be emotional, right? So we got to pay attention. We got to pay attention to all the parts of us and address it accordingly, right?
Right.
And not everybody requires intense mental health therapy or months and months and months. But like you said, DC, find somebody to talk to where
Mhm.
you can truly be yourself and be heard,
Yeah.
right? Um, in whatever space that looks like, where you can truly let your body, you whether you exercise, whether you like yoga, whether you like hiking, like whatever the thing is, to address all the pieces
Yeah.
is
And one
important.
of those places for us black men, and I'm not gonna speak for all
Mhm.
of us, but I can tell you,
Mhm.
one of them places is a barbershop.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you you guys, all of us, we go in the barbershop. Well, I don't go because I cut my own, but we go in these barbershops and we talk sports and all that. That's therapy. It
It
really
is.
is. You don't even know it, you know? And
Mhm.
then it's, here's another thing that I just wanted to mention before I forget. I think, I think a lot of stuff is mind over matter when you feel like, you're on vacation, you're on a cruise, and you're looking at work like, oh God. I think it's mind over matter with certain stuff. Okay, so and I'll tell you why. When I was a kid, it happened just about every year. I always look forward to the first day of school because got my new kicks, my gear, and I was very excited. Yeah, I had to get up by what 6:30, 7 o'clock. You know what time I was up? 5:30.
5 o'clock. Had that
Mhm.
outfit
Yep.
laid out, didn't you? Did you have it all laid
Exactly.
out?
Press.
Exactly.
Press.
So in my
Fresh,
Press.
fresh.
mind, yeah, I had them creases back in the day, but I ain't gonna tell you how old I am.
Mhm.
I'm 53. But like it's just like before I went to bed, my mind was like, yo, tomorrow's gonna be the day. Like I want to do this tomorrow. I'm ready, and I got to get up at 7 o'clock. And it always got me up earlier. So I tried that a couple of times with work, and it did work. I mean, it works. Like you gotta really think. Like you gotta make sure. And again, I'm a work in progress because I don't hate my job. I just be too sleepy to get up to get up, right? But but I need more rest. But it's mind over matter for a lot of this stuff, and I'm just like it really is because there's some days like Fridays we'll sometime we all go to lunch or whatever. I look forward to that. I look forward to that, and it's just like I look forward to the cruise. The cruise really gets me through some stuff, especially if it's like a month away, because it's like can't nothing bother me because my butt is out of here in a month. So whatever y'all got for me, bring it. And then as the weeks get there, my last week, and then my last 2 days or my last day there, y'all can tell me anything. Andre, you gotta do this, do that. That's fine. Okay. And then they be like, what's wrong with this dude? Man, y'all laid back. But that's what these cruises do. It does for me, And I think last time, like when we got back, I was kind of ready to go back to work because I missed it. You know what I mean? I missed it when I went back this year, the year before. I think it was just that first year that I was like, I don't want to go. But like, it's just mind over matter for a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So,
Yeah, you gotta, how we think affects how we feel, affects how we act,
mm,
Which
right?
is the
that's,
truth. First of all, bro, I ain't never been ready to go back to work. Let me make sure I make that clear. I like my job, but I ain't never been ready to go back to work. But
never.
never, bro. Never. Hey, I just told you, when I break, I break. You know what I'm saying? But you said something, Aisha, that I don't think people really understand is how when you're bogged down and you got stuff going on, how it really just impacts your body, your ability to sleep peacefully, your ability to think. You get moody, you get irritated, things like that. And I so I'm a Capricorn, And I got my best friend in the world is also a Capricorn. And it was just something I realized when we were growing up. Like it was almost like we got moody at the same time. So we would start calling it I'm Capricorn, right? And I remember when I met my wife and I told her, I said, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I go through these periods. It's almost like I'm on my cycle. It's just the best way
Oh
to
yeah.
explain it.
Yep.
And I say, well, I'm like irritated. But as I got older, what I realized what it was, I'm the person everybody comes to. I take in everybody else's, I don't want to call it garbage, but their problems, their whatever, right? But when I'm feeling that way, who do I go to? And it took me a while to realize that. And I think and it even, I don't hide sugarcoat, and it kind of even impacted my marriage for a little bit. But when I finally got that outlet, when I finally realized that, stop being prideful and let other people know what you ain't human. I mean, you're not, you are human. You ain't no Superman or whatever. You go through stuff just like everybody else. I started feeling better, right? You start seeing your skin clears. You have a glow to you. You're draining them, though. I done went from bald head to braiding my hair. It seemed like in 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's just those type of things, right? But I don't think people realize when you're stressing just the impact it has on your body as a whole. And I'm big. I tell folks, hey, I tell them at work, hey, look, if you need to holler at somebody, I'm here. And I'm remembering, I'm still inviting for people to give me their stuff, but I've gotten better in then getting rid of my stuff if I got something going on. So I'm going to keep saying this, and it's not to I'm going to say it until we beat it into the ground. Find you someone you trust to talk to.
Yeah.
And me, this is for my men. Stop trying to be Superman. Stop trying to have your chest all poked out. I ain't no punk. I ain't no B. Nah, bro, guess what? Yeah, you are, because you're holding that stuff in instead of going to talk to someone and getting it all out. And you realize your relationship with your spouse is better. You realize your relationship with your children are better. You just realize that life as a whole is better. And then get your butt on this Rock the Bell cruise
Yeah.
and kick it. And
Exactly.
And
kick it.
guess what?
You know what I
We are
mean?
all human. And I just, sometimes I think, I can't speak for men because I'm not one, but just what I've observed is that, the way men in a lot of instances are raised don't give them the space for certain emotions. Like you
Right.
could be pissed, you could be angry, you could be frustrated, you can be happy, but sad, melancholy, you know,
Mm.
those things are a little off limits. And I
Boy,
think
Right.
you
we
better
are
not cry. How many times we
right.
hear this
Don't
meaning? Boy, you better
cry.
not cry.
You better not cry. Suck it up. Don't
Yep.
be a
Mm-hmm.
punk.
Yep.
And so I think those things are internalized. And then men grow up and everybody's like, he won't talk to me. Well, for 25 years, people have been telling him to suck it up.
Yep.
So, so I think we could, as a culture, do better for each other by
Yeah.
just acknowledging that we are all human with
Yep.
a range of emotions and different moods. And we, like you said, we just need people to talk to honestly, right? Because we could talk all day. I could talk about BS with people all day.
Yeah.
Um, but we need those people who we feel safe enough with to really say the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I tell people, Maisha? So I guess you could say I'm an adult educator. I'm an instructor within the military Department of Defense, right? And I tell people all the time, right? Communicate, communicate, communicate. And they're like, well, what do you mean by that, Mr. Coleman? I get it. I said, no. When I say communicate, effectively communicate. We can talk all day long. That ain't no problem. But are you effectively communicating, and are you effectively with a purpose listening? Or are
Right.
you hearing what is being told to you, right? And I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm guilty. It's like the Charlie Brown teacher. Sometimes people are talking and you just like wonk, 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 right? And then they walk off and they feel great, and you thinking to yourself, I have no idea what the hell we was just talking about, right? But you have to make sure you're effectively communicating with people and you're effectively listening, because we have so much we can pour into people, just like there's so much that can be poured into us. And as a community, you said it best earlier, as a community, and particularly with this cruise, Dre and I talk about it all the time. It's like a family. When we come back, so me and Dre going on our 4th year, it's really a family reunion for us because we've developed so many great relationships over the years, and we look forward to this. And so when you have that community behind you, and it's fun and it's relaxing, hopefully, like I said, like I said, hope you got 10 toes. When your 10 toes touch soil in Miami, Florida, you're just ready to live your best life. And as Maisha, we're going to call her the upgrade queen. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade,
Yeah.
right? You're going to take advantage of that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And one thing
Hey,
I
Dre,
want to,
we got a message,
uh-huh.
a comment here. This is actually my family. This is from my Aunt Renee. She says, as a retiree from a behavioral health organization, I have to promote the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It provides free and confidential emotional support to people in suicidal crisis or emotional distress 24 hours a day, 7 days a week across the United States. Just call 988. And then she says, thank you for this conversation. Appreciate that, Aunt Renee.
Yeah, appreciate
Yes,
it. And my
yes.
my daughter,
Thank you.
yeah, my daughter, she's a psychology major. She graduated in August, and she worked for them. She just stopped working for them because she got a job in California. She's still in Virginia, but she got a job in California. So she's gonna be moving there.
Come on,
So
West Coast.
yeah,
West
Come on,
yeah.
West Coast. Now I don't know where West
I'll
California is
let you
big,
know.
but
We can talk. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know.
if you need an extra auntie for something,
Thank you. I well
give
appreciate
her
it.
my contact if she
I think
need an
it's Santa
extra auntie.
Monica. I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
yeah,
that's Southern Cal. That's
yeah.
not far. So, I mean, they're
Thank
young,
you.
they do their thing, but sometimes you need somebody who is like,
Mm-hmm.
can get you that home cooked meal or just tell you
Yeah,
what it is,
yep.
what it ain't.
And
So if
she actually went out there. She really loves it. So and
oh
I
And that's,
tell
you
yeah,
know what? And that's important for mental health too, right? Once again, being in the military, there's been a lot of places I've been where you don't know nobody, right? And when you got that, Maisha and auntie mode, when you got that auntie, right, that is willing to invite you over on Sundays, something as simple as going over for Sunday dinner, right?
mm-hmm.
Because that's what hopefully you're used to back at the crib. And those are some of the things of people that I met over the years while I was in the military that I truly appreciated was those OGs, right? That have been around the block, and as this young cat is coming to this base or whatever, they open their doors, they open their arms, and they take you in, and things like that for my military members is, and and for college students too, is vital to have somebody that
mm-hmm.
makes you feel it's just a little piece of home. Like I said, Sunday dinner, or hey, we having a fish fry on Friday. Slide through. Playing
Makes a big
playing some
difference.
dominoes, spades, or whatever. Those little things really help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I want to jump back to the brothers, like as far as those who think you're not supposed to feel any other emotions beside anger, frustration, and some of the things Maisha mentioned: anger, frustration, being pissed, things like that. Um, a lot of guys, it's a guy thing. We're men, we're macho, we ain't scared of nothing. But it's that before you say you're not scared of nothing, you don't worry about care what people think. You got to think about you might be a little too scared or embarrassed to open up about your feelings. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you ain't right, get right. Get a therapist. Because when you sick laying in that bed with the flu, you calling the doctor. When your car don't start, you calling the mechanic. When you hungry, you going to Publix or whatever shopping place you go to get some food. When your computer ain't working, you calling the tech guy to fix it. And when stuff ain't working, you get it fixed. So why not yourself? So
Yeah, we gotta love ourselves first. And I tell people
yeah.
all the time, like, there are things that we're talking about now that are therapeutic, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
therapeutic to be with people, to talk to people, to have somebody to, understand you, to relate to where you don't have to explain it all, right? Where you can just like be like, and they know what that means, right? All those
Mhm.
things matter. And then there are certain things that require a little more space, right? And so therapy can be that thing for people. Other people are like, no, my therapy is nature. I'm like, whatever gets you right.
Yeah.
I'm the yes and person. Like, yes, Jesus and maybe a therapist. Like, there's, to me, one doesn't necessarily cancel the other. And that's, my opinion. Some people feel differently. But I feel like it's a yes and. Yes, if I need, therapy to really talk about, some things that require a little more space and it may be a little more support, that maybe feel a little heavier than maybe what talking to my friends is not really giving me enough, right? Then yes, have a therapist, and yes, continue to talk to your friends, and yes, continue to um, find your strength in however you see the higher power, through nature, through church, through the mosque, like whatever that is for you. Do all of it. There is no limits to this thing.
That's the truth.
And
That's the truth.
yeah, there's no limits to this, and I think sometimes we can have a narrow view of what it takes to feel mentally well and healthy. And there doesn't need to be, in my opinion, any limits to how we do that.
Right.
It doesn't. It doesn't. So let me ask you this, Maisha. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this? Is this something, growing up, you always knew you wanted to be a therapist, you wanted to be a psychologist, or is it one of these things you went off to college and you finally grew up and said, you know what? I think I found what I want to do.
That is what happened. I think, like, when I really kind of draw the through line. So, um, I was laughing in my messaging with Dre earlier. So I live in Inglewood, but I always say I'm born and raised in Compton. Like, both sides of my
Good.
family
Born and raised in
live
Compton.
Compton.
CPT.
And so we are, West Compton all day. And I went to this little Catholic school in Compton forever, from like pre-K to the 8th grade. So everybody knows everything. And I was always a little nerdy kid who was quiet and, introverted, and did my work and had, thick old glasses. And so, of course, they're rambunctious kids all the time. And one of the teacher interventions would be to put me in the middle of all the rambunctious, talking out of turn kids. And what has started happening is, of course, I'm friends with all of them, and I would listen. I listen real well. And people shared things with me. And I realized that as I got older, it happens, like you say, in my family, I feel like I naturally, because of who I am, I feel like I'm a supportive person. So if you got something going on and you need me to help, you need me to be there to, clap for you. If you need me to watch your kids while you do A, B, and C, then that has kind of always been me. I get to college not really knowing what I want to do. I went to Howard. So I had a ball, and I think I was so busy having a ball that I kind of got lost there about what I was really trying to do. And towards the end of that experience, I started taking psychology classes, and I was like, wow, I think I found it. So, I kind of took a journey, went to grad school the first time, became a licensed marriage and family therapist. I was doing community mental health all over Southern California, with mainly focused on children, but I did things, and I worked in group homes. I worked in community mental health. Like, I did lots of different things. And then I was in management at some point, and I was running a therapeutic preschool. And then as far as like career wise, people kept telling me what I wasn't qualified to do because I didn't have a doctorate. Now, granted, it was a lie, because people without a doctorate can do all kinds of things. But for me, it was like, oh, okay, bet. Because when I went to Howard a long time ago, before that, they were prepping you for a doctorate degree. And in that moment in life, I wasn't ready for it. I was too unsure about what my next steps should be. And so at that point, it was a reminder like, oh, this is something you have already kind of been prepped to do. And so, as kind of like already kind of mid career professional, I went back because I was like, you keep playing with me at work. You know how people play with you a little bit, and they don't really, they're not quite sure who they talking to when they start telling you what you can't do, what you shouldn't do, what you're not qualified to do. And I was like, okay, I'll I'll be back. So then I went and earned my doctorate and got licensed as a psychologist. So I hold two licenses in California as a marriage and family therapist and as a psychologist.
Okay.
I've been for the last, I guess, maybe 20 years focused on working with um, uh, pregnant women and very young children. So from pregnancy and families who, who are pregnant together, to kids who are like 5 years old, working all over the place. Right now, I'm in a hospital setting. I also do some consultation. Do a little research. Do a little psych testing. So I'm creating the life I want.
That's what's up.
That's what's
And
up. The real HU, huh? You was at the
That's
real
right,
HU.
baby. The real HU. Don't get me started.
And I'm gonna
Don't
tell
get
you
me
something.
started.
I was
I give you,
stationed in DC for a little while, so I called
Yeah.
DC my second home. I know all about Georgia Ave,
Mm-hmm.
1407, I Street, U
and
Street.
you
Yeah.
know our
Street,
our frat
all of
house is on R Street because I used to
Yep,
teach in
frat houses.
DC.
Yep.
that.
I
Okay.
lived in Maryland, but I taught in DC. I taught in
You lived in
Southeast DC.
Merlin. How they
Yeah,
say it,
Merlin.
Merlin.
PG
Merlin.
County.
MERRRRRILN. I mean LIN. Merlin.
Merlin.
I live in Merlin.
But it was cool, man.
Oxon
I loved it
Hill.
there.
Okay, I'm
I
Yeah.
loved it there. So it was nice. I went to Shaw University. There was something
Okay.
I was going to tell you about. Oh, I forgot what you. Oh, I'm gonna tell you. I know you full of knowledge, but you know what I respect you most of all. Why I respect you most of all because you're a psychologist and you know APA. Because I'm gonna tell you, boy, when I did APA, oh my gosh! First in college, when I was a freshman in college, she told me to do MLA, right? Then I got up to grad school, and that APA, I kind of knew it then a little bit, but it took me a minute to get it because I mean I was getting. Whew,
Guess what? They got technology for that now. So you ain't even
Y'all
got
do.
yeah.
you ain't even got to work that hard anymore.
That's
But,
something.
yeah.
I had my little APA book. Like, how do we quote 3 different authors and like year first? I mean, it was just like, I'm like, whoa, that was
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, Dre. When I was working on my master's, I kept that we had a little APA site that we could go on to. And like Maisha said, man, you could throw that stuff in there and it'll twist it for you, get it all nice and pretty, plug that in the paper. And I remember, you talking Chicago style. What was the other one? What was it? It was another one they used to always hit us up on. But yeah, big ups, Maisha. That's much love on that. It's good to see our own doing big things.
Yeah.
And that's got to be something for you to leave South Central and go out to Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest DC. As a little young thing, I know that was something else.
It was something else. My family was not happy about it initially, but it was. I always say it was the best thing I ever did for me as far as like individual growth. Because my family has been in California for more than 100 years on both sides. So, when we were young and you'd hear friends say, oh, I went to visit my grandma in Mississippi or South Carolina for the summer, or we went to Texas for the summer. Nah, baby, we was all in Compton running up and down the street at our grandmother's house all summer.
Wow.
So my family was like generations in LA. Like my grandmother was born in East LA, Boyle Heights in 1921 in her family home. We was there. We've been there. So it was a big deal for me to go east. for college, even though it was, a temporary thing. But it really opened me up. I have lots of, met people from other places, have a lot of those friendships that have extended, to this day, with people that I met there, and not just at Howard, from folks from Georgetown, folks at GW, folks,
Yeah.
just
Yep.
it's such a college town
Yeah, it
that you
is.
just meet people.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm also like, because I'm on this cruise, like I'm a hip hop lover. Like, oh my goodness. Like that's part of, who I am too. We grew up in a time where we was, it was the early days and we grew up with it. Like we grew with hip hop. Like hip hop turned 50, we all turned 50
That's
something.
right. That's
Right.
right.
Oh, yeah. Sure
So
did.
it has been one of those things that connect me, ground me, give me pleasure, give me joy, help me reminisce. All the things we talked about, like reason I came on a cruise last year, my cousin is one of the members of the Far Side. Imani
Mm.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
is
Okay.
my cousin brother. We call each other like cousin brothers and sisters because that's how we, kind of grew up. And so I hadn't heard about it until they booked them, and I think that was in the spring sometime last year, last spring, but like maybe February, maybe this time last year is when they announced
Hmm.
that they were going to be on.
Mm.
And my cousin and one of my cousins and myself, we booked because we're like, oh, he's gonna play. This is dope. Let's go. Now a group of us are going again
Yeah.
because we had so
That's
much
what's
fun.
up.
So
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask if I wasn't gonna ask. I know Dre was gonna ask. We was gonna ask how you heard about the cruise, but then
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Yep. Yep.
that's cool. But I gotta ask her one thing though, Dre. So when
Uh,
you left the West Side and you went out to DC, what you think about that go-go music?
I loved it. Initially, I didn't. Let me just tell you, it
I know
grew.
you didn't. I know
First
you did.
time,
That's the reason why I
first
asked.
time I was like, what? What is that? And now when I tell you, man, don't, yeah. I love it now. It was, and and especially when you see it in a club. It's one thing
Yep.
to like hear the kids playing the buckets on the corner, asking you for a quarter. You got a quarter.
Hmm.
It's another thing to like be in the go go, and I'm
yeah.
like, oh,
They used to
It's,
rock
it's,
okay,
them.
yeah,
I
it's,
don't know if they still do. They used
yeah,
to rock them thick socks in DC, boy, back in the
told
day,
you, boy.
man. You couldn't tell
They had
them
them
nothing.
Tims.
The New
They had them
Balance and the
Tims
thick
on with
socks.
them damn
yeah,
yoga socks. They had them
yeah,
yoga socks on, right?
yeah.
Yep.
So, but
I,
no, I will listen to some go
Yeah.
go now.
Yeah.
It's like the rhythm is just like you can't help but move. Like yeah, you got to
Yep.
get them elbows going.
Yeah,
You
there you
get them
go. There you
elbows
go. Hey, I can hear, I
going.
can hear that song you
oh
dancing
yeah,
to.
oh
Yep.
yeah. Put your one leg up. Put your booty on.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Get,
5 minutes
those
of morning.
elbows. Hey.
But
Yep.
I appreciated DJ Cool last year. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
sat down, had a nice little talk about that. Same thing with Ty Alexander. She's like, what you know about go go? I said, hey, I lived in DC in the mid to late '90s when it was everywhere, and you hit it on the head, Maisha. I'm from St. Louis, so we really don't have a style. We kind of embrace everything. So when I first moved to DC, I'm like, what the hell is this? But I ain't gonna lie though, because I'm a man. But when I started seeing them females, I was like, ooh,
They like it. I like it.
okay, I likes this.
If
And
they like it, I
but it's a
like
big
it.
difference. It's a big difference in the club versus on that corner. That's for sure.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
right. You right. Because when I got to Shaw University, um, I wasn't into the Southern music, but they played Luke. Don't stop, get it. I want to rock. I want to rock. That place exploded. Like it was just crazy. It
Oh,
was
we gonna
crazy,
find out.
man.
We gonna
We gonna
relive it in
find out.
November. We
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
relive
gonna
it
get
in November.
flashbacks.
We get on that.
We gonna
Yeah,
all need to get our cardio up. That's what I told myself.
yeah.
I said, you have to get your cardio up because those songs are long.
Uh
These
Yeah,
huh.
songs
yeah.
They ain't
today
like,
are
yeah,
short.
you right.
These
They
songs
not like
today
these new
are
songs.
a minute and a half.
Yeah,
Those songs are
That's 4 to 5 minutes
five
strong with
that's
no
strong, and
funny.
break. With no break.
No breaks. You just better have your cardio. So I said, man, I need to start working on this cardio because,
Get them knees
once
together now. Make sure you get them
now,
knees together.
now the knees, I'm gonna have to just moderate. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just modify the
Uh-huh.
knee action. But
That's
if
funny.
I can stay on the dance floor, that will be a win. That will be a
Yeah,
win.
yeah. Let me ask you
These
So
this,
what
because
is
I
you
never asked you. I'm sorry,
about
DC.
to ask? What I think I was about to ask. Go for it.
What was your experience? Your first experience? Like, how was it?
we had a ball. Like like you all are talking about like working and all the things. I realized that that was my first vacation that did not include work in 6
Mm,
years.
mm,
Hmm.
So I have traveled for weddings, like I went to Finland, but all of those things in somehow associated something related to work. So like
mm.
we went to Finland because I was presenting a poster at a conference. And so of course you have a good time, you tack a couple days on, to kind of see the country and da da da. But I'm still like, I was teaching. I remember I got up at 4:30 a.m. because I was teaching an online class
Hmm.
and trying to make that time zone from Finland to Pacific Standard Time. Man, I was stressed the
Wow.
whole day because I'm like, I can't oversleep. I can't oversleep. I can't oversleep. I gotta be up and online at 4:30 a.m. So I realized like, wow, this is my first, like vacation where there is no work involved. I'm not taking a meeting. I'm not, going to a conference.
Hmm.
I'm literally here just to have a good time. And
Yeah.
I did. When I
Yeah.
tell you, I had a raggedy ball. I was sleepy. Like I think I slept most of the whole day the next day after when we actually got
Sleep,
back to LA.
She
sleep.
said, "I
Yeah,
What's
no, I'm
sleep
sleep?
talking about when
later."
I got back to
What's
LA.
sleep?
When I got back to LA. Did you hear that
Yeah.
part? When I got back to
What's
LA.
sleep?
Yeah.
There was no sleeping, but it was worth it. It was worth, you know, every dime. I
Hmm.
had a blast. There was so much to do that I realized at some point, like I think one of the theme nights, I was like, forget it, it's not happening. What did I miss? Was it? Oh, it was and I had gotten a dress and everything for the masquerade
Mm.
Oh,
ball. Was that
you
man?
didn't
I
you
had
didn't come you didn't come out at all.
a cute dress. No, I just kept on whatever I had on earlier
Okay,
in the
I'm
day.
about to say
Like
because Epps
no,
killed it that night.
Mm.
no, but I didn't change my clothes. I had like my husband got his suit, you know, altered and tailored. Like we was ready. I was like, oh babe, we'll take pictures. Like it's gonna be on. I tell you, that dress came on right on back. I didn't put that. I
You
didn't
know the crazy
ridiculous
thing,
that
Maisha,
dress.
in 4 years, well, 3 years, we ain't got to the fourth year yet. I think the only couple of things we did the all white last year.
Hmm.
And what year did we have a jersey? Was that the first or second year, Dre? We had the
First
jersey.
year. I think it's the first
We,
year.
we didn't have it the second year either.
I think we had the first and the second year.
Them the only things I participated in. Like you say, all that. No, that's a lie. The one year I did, the second year I participated in the sneaker ball. Outside of
Mm.
that, like you say, all them things you pack right there in that bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who? I'm not gonna say who cares because that's all part of it. But
Mhm.
what the one thing me and Dre talk about this all the time. That first year was so crazy. We learned after that first year, don't even try to catch everything because
Don't even
you're
do
not.
it. Just
It
enjoy
ain't
what
gonna
you,
happen.
yeah. Yeah.
And if you've been following me any of this time, my hashtag has always been Team No Sleep. Because you ain't getting no sleep.
No,
Right.
that
You
I
ain't getting
did
no
not.
sleep.
I did
Yeah.
not.
What
And
sleep?
we had no. It did not happen. We had fun. Like it was really nice to be with my cousins. Like we hang out, we see each other on a semi-regular basis, but to be in that kind of space for more than a day was was one of the best things. Like my cousin and my husband, we were hung out, took pictures, just that just being together and having a good time piece was You can't put a price on that.
Yeah,
You can't
you
put a
right.
price on that.
I
You
don't know
right.
about you, Greg. I don't even know if I caught. To be honest, last year I might have caught half of the stuff. Acts anyway, because we
Mhm.
was kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. We
we
was
talk
all over
about
the
it all
place.
the time. It ain't even about the acts for us no more. It's really about the people. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
folks you meet. It's about
Yep.
those connections.
Yeah. And
That's the fun part.
we spent a lot of time chopping it up with people who just just wanted to talk.
Yep.
Mm,
It was nice.
that's
It
cool.
was nice.
That's cool. Well, I was
Yeah.
trying to
Didn't
be the family
realize.
manager. I was
Huh?
trying to get everybody everywhere. I was on the text message. I was a family manager. 5:45.
4:32. We're eating food. I need you to meet
Yeah.
me in the cafeteria.
I'm like, where are you? Where you at?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but no, I tried, but it just, at some point I just had to let it go. Like, well, we gonna figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was the first year I didn't even hang with my wife the whole time.
Yeah, this
It
was
was
my
some
first
days
year.
I
I
was
didn't either. Yeah,
like,
that was
like
tough for
half.
me. I felt bad. But
Mhm.
I think a lot of times because I didn't, it was because it'd be like 10 o'clock. And like I said, like you said, she had stuff for the certain stuff that started after 10. She's like, I ain't gonna make it. So and she went right to sleep. Like she would go back to bed. And I just felt bad that she wasn't there, but she was tired, She was tired. I mean, one night I stayed up to like 4 or 5. And then every morning I went walking around 6:30, 7. So I exercised in the morning, and it
Good
was
for
just
you.
like I don't have
I know.
time to sleep.
Dre, my
Like,
hero, y'all. Dre is my
man,
Yeah,
hero.
you
I
doing
worked
good.
out every day because I was like,
Good for you. I took the
yeah,
stairs a lot.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
what
like
I
you,
told
Aisha. I
myself.
took the stairs. I
I took the
danced.
stairs a lot. I danced.
and them stairs ain't no joke. So yeah, them
No,
stairs would work. Yep.
especially after you had a couple.
I'm about to
Again,
say, once you got 3 or
Mhm.
5 in you, it's a little
yeah,
rough.
I went up
unlimited
on.
package, upgraded, to that unlimited package.
I tell you, y'all, this year when I see Maisha. So Maisha, when you on the ship, first of all, make sure you find us.
Yes,
And if
I
your
will.
name
please
from now on is Upgrade, I ain't gonna even call you Maisha. Upgrade, what's good?
upgrade.
Well, I saw
Upgrade.
you guys last year, and I almost approached you because I've been watching your podcast and kind of following. Because again, I was a family manager, so I needed the information about what was happening.
Appreciate
I felt like we was behind because by the time we booked, everybody was everywhere doing everything. And so I saw, like I got glimpses of both of you at some point last year, and then you get distracted, or y'all was talking to somebody, or I was talking to somebody. But this year in November, I'm gonna be like, "What's up, cousin?
Yeah,
What's going on?"
exactly.
We
I
appreciate
welcome
that.
that. I
We
welcome
appreciate
that.
that. And make sure, and if you can, come into my. So last year you came into Miami the day before. What you do?
The day before, we had a full day and a half, I think, in Miami, and like I said, we hung out. We found something to do. I can't even remember
Did y'all
what we
come
hooked
to
up
the?
with each other.
Did
We
y'all
did,
come to
yes,
the Cleveland?
we did. We did. We got
That
there
was
late.
live.
That's what it was. We got there late because our by the time we got to the hotel and change clothes and all that stuff, we were it was still going on, but like a lot of the activities and games and stuff were over.
Yeah,
But we did make it there for a little bit.
yeah. It was live. I liked it. The music was good. I loved it.
We had a good time. Play, our boy. They had our boy on the ones and twos. So
Yeah.
they had our
Shout
boy.
out to DJ Epps and
Yep.
not Epps. It was
Backspin.
Backspin. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to both of them because DJ Epps
Yeah.
and Backspin did their thing. Chuck Chill Out did that. I mean, all the DJs did their thing. Scratch, Ty, like it was just off the chain, man. Yeah,
Day
it really
period.
was.
And I think that's one of those things that I'm gonna ask y'all. Do you think the DJs get the credit that they do on their boat?
I think
the people
so.
give them. I think the people give them the credit. Like
That's what I think.
because
Them
hip
DJs
hop
hold
was
the thing.
Yeah.
hip hop was centered around the DJ for so long. It's not
Mhm.
until like more recent time where we talking more about the MC and maybe not even know who the DJs. Remember, it was like the DJ's name came first,
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
right? Their name came first for the
Who
longest.
knew that Eric B was not the rapper?
Right.
Eric B and
Yep.
Rakim.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who
Yep.
knew he was actually the DJ?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think people give them the love, like as far as like, you know, how big their name is on the flyer and the announcements, probably not as big as it should be, but I think the people like us and the cruisers give them that love and that energy because
Yeah.
I
Yep.
thoroughly enjoy a good DJ set, like all
Yeah.
over the boat, wherever it is.
Yep. Especially
And
out on
that's
that pool deck
oh,
when you
yeah.
eat when you eating
Drain that damn
shrimp
food. I knew
and
it. I knew
shrimp
we weren't
boil.
about to go the whole show without Drake mentioning
When you
no
eating
food.
the shrimp boil and that breeze
knew
hit
it.
you a little bit to the left at a 90-degree angle, bam! You be like, Lord, like you just got hit with the spirit. Pow! And you just be like,
Oh
got
my
the drink
God.
in your hand like the
hit
old
you, Drake.
folks,
Hold on, Drake. How I hit you? Tell me one more time. How I hit you?
just like that. Yeah, just hit you.
Hey,
Shoot.
Drake,
So
did
I
you
have
get
a
it?
question.
You get it?
I have a question for you two gentlemen. Here you go. Wait a minute. Do it again. Do it again.
Do
I'm
it again.
listening.
Do it again,
You get
DC.
that chair.
Hey, the wheelchair. That's what I forgot about the wheelchair. No disrespect to anybody in the wheelchair. I'm just saying. We all get
What you got
down.
up,
We all
Drake?
get
What
down.
you got up,
Gotta
Drake?
get it. I have a question. Okay, you all have been multiple times, and I'm assuming there were multiple boats. I don't understand. I don't know if it was the same boat every year. I'm sure maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. No. Okay.
That was a
So
different
this
boat
year
every
now,
year.
because again, I need to know. Now
Mhm.
I need to know all the things. So I have already been on YouTube about, and I watched your episode about like the boat and its layout. What do you guys think about the layout? I keep hoping, and maybe this is just me putting too much on it, that because this boat seems to have nice little cubbies everywhere, right? But I
Mhm.
hope that doesn't detract from the big group energy,
You
right?
know,
I'm hoping they
yeah.
find a space to
That's a
really
damn good question.
You
maintain
know, yeah.
that community, that big community energy.
Mhm.
In addition to these nice little,
Yeah.
smaller spaces that you could, like
Yeah.
put a DJ or a comedian or whatever they're gonna do.
I think they're able to change that stuff because okay, so the first year, the second year, the first year and the second year and the third year, well, the first 2 years it was the Pearl and something else, same exact layout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just about. The third year, the year that just passed, it was kind of a similar layout, not exactly the same, but it was, it was kind of similar. But when the ship came in, they started building all of that stuff. I think they have the capability to take some of that stuff down. Because I looked at the Joy, the one we're going on, and I don't know if it was UDC who said it. Like they're gonna like the go karts and all that. That's on one end. I think in the middle or on the other end, that stuff can be like altered, like because I think they did that before. Didn't they do that with the ship we just got? We just went on this year.
So even though last year's ship, the layout was a little different, the pool deck was the exact same as it was the previous first 2 years. So they just had to come in and throw that stage over the one pool, and it kind of gave us the area to dance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about this year, when you look at the new ship, that pool deck ain't as big as the pool deck was on what we had, the Pearl, the Gem,
Yep.
and
Pearl,
I can't remember what the third one.
Gem,
Pearl,
and
It was the Jewel. Last year was the
Jewel.
Jewel, right?
Pearl, Gem, and
Pearl,
Jewel. Yep.
Gem, and Jewel. There you go. So I'm curious how they're going to do that pool deck because, to your point, Maisha, that episode where Dre and I did the one talking about their ship, how many times did I say they got so many like little cuts that they could throw a DJ here, they could throw a DJ here, and unlike the previous years when we talked about our exercise was taking them steps, this ship a whole lot bigger than that other one. So, I don't know, Maisha. I'm curious myself.
Yeah.
How they gonna make this one work, because there's so many areas that when Dre was going over that stuff, I was like, man, I can see such and such here. I can see them doing this is here.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope being on a bigger ship doesn't take away
Right.
from the closeness, in a sense, of the first 3 years.
Right.
That family, that feel, that collective like feel where you can just easily kind of run into folks
Oh,
and be
easy.
like, hey,
Yeah.
what's up? Whereas, sometimes things get bigger and then you find yourself in pockets that you don't
Lost and
always
found.
come out of and you get lost.
Yeah.
So again, I'm confident that, we'll find each other. I was just
Right.
curious looking at the layout and being
Yeah.
like, I wonder how or what they plan to do to make all that work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly
I'm
think they're gonna
really-
move some stuff.
they go. I'm like you, Dre. I think they're gonna have to, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm so curious how they're gonna make that pool deck work because it's much smaller than what we've had in the previous 3 years. But hey, either way it go, I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna act a fool. And like this episode's about mental health and whatever's on my mind. If it's negative, it ain't gonna make it. I got a 2.5 hour drive from Melbourne to South Beach. It ain't gonna make it. Once I walk up out the crib, it's gonna be here. If I got anything that's bogging me down, cause looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just seeing everybody again. We didn't got acquainted with new cousins. Hey, Dre, I feel like we got to get Maisha a shirt to say upgrade.
Yeah.
A shirt
That'll be
that
nice.
will say
Yeah.
upgrade.
I'm seriously, we should get her one.
I did too.
Yeah, say upgrade.
I did it. I was like, hotels and everything. I was like, we started off, and my husband was like, we wasn't supposed. I was like, man, whatever. Like they offered to upgrade, I took it.
Yep.
We did the same thing. Last year, my wife really went out. She had us
Oh.
in one of the big boy rooms. She didn't spoil me, but I don't want to give up that big boy money no more. So
Right. And then they went quickly. Not that I was perusing, those Haven rooms, and I was like, well, they gone anyway. So
yeah,
like,
I
they
can
are
almost
gone
guarantee
anyway.
you. I can almost guarantee you, we know the people that got the Haven rooms.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure I know who those folks are. But I will say this. For the folks that are watching this, if you can upgrade, especially as I call them the jail cells, the ones that ain't got no windows, you just end up with two cots and a hot. That balcony makes a hell of a difference. I know we would come back at the end of the night. I go sit on that balcony, just let that air hit. Once again, we talk about mental health, right? A chance to just reflect, get the day off of me a little bit. That was big for me.
Yeah, that air. I enjoy that ocean breeze and just kind of the tranquility of just kind of being out there, even for a few minutes before I was like, oh, we got to go. Because that's what was happening. Like, oh, man, it's time for something else. Let's get out of here.
Right.
I'm
Hey,
looking at
Maisha, I got one more question for you before we get off this. What are you looking forward to this year? What's the one thing you're looking forward to?
So I will say that the lineup, and I know the lineup is somewhat of a repeat for you all who are seniors, but like to be in a space with DJ Quick, Too Short, like
What's
my favorite word?
Why you gotta say it like short?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I am really looking forward to, because I know they have DJ Quick listed as a DJ, like, which is what he started doing. So I'm looking forward to like those spaces where I can like totally gig out. Like I definitely know every word to lots of those songs.
The West Coast definitely got love this year. Like
Yeah,
I'm a
and
huge E40 fan, so
yeah,
that's
so
the show. Right?
I can't wait to be screaming lyrics. And I tell you, screaming lyrics with all the expletives loud.
Tracy, what up? Tracy said yes. She can't. Yeah, Tracy, what's going on?
What's up, man? That's my little sister. I got all my family on tonight. That's my little sister.
Yeah, so when you see me out there, like last year, what did I was wearing my Easy E t-shirt last year trying to represent. So
Hey,
I'm gonna see.
I think I got an emergency call. Y'all keep it going. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no
It's a
thanks.
See,
No
work
we talking
thanks.
call.
about that,
All right.
talking about that work stuff, right?
Yes.
We
Uh-huh.
grown people gotta
Uh-huh.
do it.
Handle your
Gotta
business.
do it.
Now the
Gotta
West
do
Coast, you brought up two things you just said:
it.
the
Hmm.
repeats and DJ Quick. I look at DJ Quick like Little John was the first year, and I hope
Mm.
they use him like they did Little John the first year. I don't know if you saw the post that I put out there, but his set, he started off DJing.
Hmm.
I think we got about 30 minutes of him DJing, and then
Hmm.
the last 3 minutes is when he just hit all his hits, and it was epic. And I hope they do Quick like that because, like you said, he can hit you with his DJing, then he can hit you with his hits.
And I am there for all of it. Like all of it. I'm here for it. I can't wait. I can't wait to just, like I said, be out there with a drink in one hand, head bobbing, lyrics spitting. I also said this year I might try to get my karaoke together
You gonna
because
do the little karaoke
I,
night thing?
I walked in there a few times and them folks was serious. Like they was
Mm-hmm.
for real. It
Mm-hmm.
was no playtime. Folks had it together. So I said, well, maybe I got a few months. I'm gonna have to find my selection, make sure my breath work is right. You can't go out there, you know,
That
I
was
can't
playing.
remember if it was the first year or the second year. Roxanne Shante and them held down the karaoke. They said there was some cats up
I
in there
think
that need to sign some record
I,
some record deals.
I
That's
think
how
that was the
serious.
first year, wasn't it?
Was that the first year that she did the karaoke?
I
Well,
think
I'm gonna tell you what
so.
I learned over the years. That karaoke, them spades, and them dominoes are hard on that ship. Don't
Yep.
come in there half stepping. Don't be Big Daddy
Yeah.
Kane. You ain't no half stepping there. You better come in there real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I said I was gonna maybe try to see get my you know pick my make my selection early and be ready. I had my husband laughing. I was like, I should do some salt and pepper. Like go back to that first album.
I
And he
need
was
you to
like,
give me some Michelet. I need you to
yeah.
go in there and give me some from the West Coast.
You gotta sing for that. I'm not singing. I'll spit a little bit, but I'm not singing anything.
Some
Oh.
Michelet.
Hey
Yeah.
yo, real quick, I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me see. Let me just say, Tracy said, "What's up, fam?" Okay, Tracy said, "What up, fam?" Let me just
What's
tell y'all
good?
something. We was talking about the that was my job. As a matter of fact, I got to go to court tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
See?
Gotta love it. But hey, look,
Break out that
it's
suit. Break
Friday.
out that suit and tie.
It's Friday, and I'm gonna still enjoy tomorrow, man. I'm gonna really enjoy it tomorrow. So hey, it's cool. But let me show y'all this. Let me just put it on the screen. And you won't be able to see us once I put it on the screen, but we can talk about it. Let me just see.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So right here at the top, like
Mhm.
I can't point. I don't have my pointer, but
So,
right at the
kinda
top,
where
it
where
don't
you
seem like it's gonna fit that many people.
That's what
okay,
I'm saying, bro. The
But I
pool
think
deck
they're
is
gonna do
small.
some stuff and make that right. I just think they're gonna make that right somehow,
I
some
just don't
way.
know how. You can't take down the water slide. You can't take down the go-kart
No,
track.
right.
I don't know. They better do something because that the pools. That's where we get down. Like that's where we get down.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
We had the fashion icon on last week. We got to be out there so we can see the swimsuit. Thick
yeah,
thighs,
yeah. That's why I forgot about the swimsuits. That was a
thick
good. That was a good
thighs.
event.
We need
She
that
was
going
so
on.
nice. I rode on the cart. You know how they have the little shuttle, I guess, to take you from the boat into Bimini where the beach club was. Yeah, and I met her there, and she was so nice, and her designs are really nice. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout
big
out to
shout out.
Annie, man. Big shout out to Annie for
We gotta
doing her
get
thing.
Annie back on. We had a little technical difficulties. We gotta get Annie back on. She
Yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely a sweetheart.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
all right, we're
I'm
gonna wrap
excited.
it up. Yo,
All right.
Maisha, you have been like a gem on this podcast. We appreciate that information. We definitely gonna
Miss
keep in
Upgrade,
touch.
all capital letters. All
Upgrade.
capital
We might upgrade us. We might even do an upgrade in honor of you. Like honestly, I'm gonna upgrade.
Upgrade.
Maybe I'm gonna upgrade my mic or my camera on my.
Yeah.
I'm gonna upgrade
You know
something.
what? I'm
Damn
gonna
it.
upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade my teams. I'm giving me a new pair of teams.
You know what? I'm gonna go to
Hey.
McDonald's and I'm gonna upgrade my number 2. The hell
Hey,
with
you
that.
know what? Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy. You know what I'm
Super
saying?
size. Super size.
Whatever makes you happy.
That's right.
So,
So listen,
Hey,
y'all.
Dre,
We
we had
wanted
a late hey family from our girl Stephanie Williams James. Man, she been on every episode since we went live.
What
What's
up,
up,
Steph?
hey.
Shout out to you, Steph. Thank you for the support. We appreciate you. Definitely appreciate
You know what? I'm gonna go to Waffle House. You know I'm going to Waffle House tomorrow, bro. We talking about upgrades. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
I'm
we
gonna
ain't
be
gonna
like
stop
you now.
messing
I'm
with
gonna
you
talk
with
about
that.
food.
And ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong
I'm
with it
going.
either.
Nothing
But
wrong
yeah.
with that.
So
But
last
thank you for
word in,
having me.
huh?
I said thank you for having
Oh
me.
yeah,
Appreciate you,
definitely,
Bo.
definitely.
Of course.
Last
Please come
word
back and
in.
see.
Do what you got to do to make you better. Whether it's going on this cruise or riding a bike or playing golf, whatever you do. I mean, just make sure you do what makes you happy. Find an outlet. You know, you find an outlet somewhere, and it's really gonna help. You know, it's really gonna help, and you're gonna be glad you did it. And you may not think an outlet will help, but I'm telling you, it's gonna. You may not feel like it's gonna help, but it's probably your body's gonna probably notice the difference. So that's my last
And you
word.
know,
Anybody else?
Make sure it's healthy. Make sure it's healthy and safe.
Right. It's a healthy outlet, and you know, you might find a friend. You find a cousin that
Never know.
you know. You never know.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Maisha, stay on when we get out of here because we're gonna talk. But everybody else, Dre and DC, Maisha, we out. We see y'all on the cruise.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
Holla.
See y'all later.